Okay, and I am live. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Rio, Rico, Lip Whiskers, Lynn, Shimei. Nice to see you tonight. Welcome aboard, everybody. Let's make sure I'm getting out the other side here. Make sure. Let's refresh this, and bam, we are live. It seems like the volume's good. It's been a while since I've been here, so good evening, everybody. Good to see you tonight, and wow, what a joy to be back on the Rancho. Yeah, I got a lot of sunshine. Hello, Amelia. Hello, Melissa, Ms. Podwina. Always an honor to see you in the chat. I hope that you are well. Oh, it's so nice to come home to, it's probably like 71 degrees right now, 68 degrees. Hi, Princess. Hello, Nilla. Good to see you. The downside of being away for a week or 10 days, uh, like Microsoft wants to do some grand update, and it just happens they must have tried to do it 3 times. And then the fourth time, they force you to just whatever you're doing, you just have to do the update, and it pulls you right out of your game. So that's what kind of I knew it would be a while, so I scheduled off the start of it. Hello, Michelle. I scheduled off the start of tonight's stream to allow for the to take place. The other thing too. Hey, Vintage Spider, it is good to be home. Hello, Monkey Boy, great to see you. Um, but you come home to an empty fridge, and dinner tonight was peanut butter and crackers. That's about it. Hello, Momo, how are you doing? How you doing tonight? So it's going to be nice to be in my bed, but I slept very well in Reno last night. It was very comfortable overnight. I made my way over to the Cal Neva, where I've had very mixed up and down meals. How you doing, Scott? It's good to see you. Brenda, thank you for all of your kindness. Hello, Bella Grace. Good to see you. I might have to pop an allergy pill. I got to cut the grass to it. It's like outrageous. Hey, Charla. Home sweet home. But I did, yeah, MJ, the empty fridge is kind of a bummer. We must have lost power here for a while too. Everything was flashing. So it's going to take me a while to get caught up. I got a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about tonight to bring you up to date about what's going on and what is coming up. Yeah, thank you. I love blue is my favorite color. I've always loved blue. It was always how you doing, No Fear. It was always Missy Jen had the pink and I had the blue. She was the girl, and you know, whatever whatever you want to call me. Okay, Mama, great to see you. Yeah, I'm doing well. 1,600 miles later, I am back on the Rancho after the big loop, and it was a fun trip. Hey, Derveed, how are you? Certainly the highlight was meeting Charles Richardson and meeting Charlotte, meeting High Watch, hanging out in um, Vegas, and it was really amazing. Yeah, I'm glad to be back home. As you can imagine, there's a lot of things to do. There's grass to be cut. Fruit trees are gonna, tomorrow's gonna be almost a full on day. When I'm done the stream tonight, I still have a video on the Mitzpah Hotel. I think that you will enjoy that. The Grand Lady of the Old West, one of the oldest hotels still standing in the West, because, fire was always a constant threat. With all the structures made of wood and things, some of these towns have been ravaged by terrific fires, like the 1923 fire that basically destroyed any building of substance on Goldfield was destroyed in that fire. Vegas was amazing. It was a good time. Oh no, yeah, your romance might be back on. Funny, I was talking to Janet about that today. That ooh, be still my beating heart. Right? There's money to be enjoyed. I'm not going to be putting out the veggies, Amelia, because I'm going to be on the road a lot. And I really can't tend to my veggies. The fruit trees can kind of take care of themselves. with a really good deep watering. They should be good for a month. You enjoyed all the videos, especially the one with Monkey Boy. We always have a good time. Some people really like the Palm Springs, 3 minutes in Palm Springs in the stream down there. Other people, I probably got the most positive feedback back about Slab City in that series of videos. And not to pat myself on the back, I think we're at the 5 minute mark. Just refresh your connection there. Hey, Charles. Um, in a matter, I can't believe I got to Slab City about noon. Did my videos, captured my videos on Salvation Mountain, and then about 12:30 ambled into Kaz's camp, and I left about 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night, and I was just kind of amazed in 8 hours how much video I was able to accomplish down there. And it seemed like people really liked looking at Rabbit Side to see how good you can live in Slab City, and other people like the Palm Springs, um, the Gold Field, and there was a lot of different content that people like. Jump that fence, yeah, Slab City. Yeah, I got my tan going. Yeah, definitely get the sun. You can't be out in the West. Um, when that song says, whenever is heard a discouraging word and the skies are not cloudy all day, it's very true. Summertime, it's rare to see a cloud out in the West, so at least the far West where I live. I'm home. Will, yeah, Slab City was good. Um, I enjoyed that. Would I spend more time down there? Yeah. Would I interview more people? There's another guy down there that Kaz was talking about. Long-standing guy that has a big operation, but he doesn't do a lot in the way of doing interviews and things like that. Suntan in a fire. It's chilly here. I came home. It's delightfully chilly here. Right, I had to air out the place. It was warm. Thank you to Bobby for keeping a look on the place. Yeah, Skunk Ape, I came home. I don't have anything to eat, so I got some graham crackers and put some peanut butter on it for dinner tonight. I know that's going to really blow your top there, Skunk, but that's about it. Yeah, Quirky was around yesterday. How you doing, Jay Money? Her colonoscopy went well. She wanted me to share that. She put a comment on my video. And I'm used to people putting weird comments sometimes on a video that's not even related. Oh, did you see what Chris did on this thing? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I haven't partaken in anything. And she just made a comment. I'm prepping for my colonoscopy tomorrow. Okay, thank you, Quirky. Where am I going next? Where am I going next? Nah, Pop, I'm not much on Tonopah. I'm not much on it. Showed the real Slab City. Exactly, Scott. It's real people that live out there. And how you doing, Jody? Thank you, sweetie. Hey, Rick Reviews. Hey, Hobotron. And it's very easy to go into Slab City and I'm not going to go too deep on that. But when you're on the road, you have a lot of time to reflect when you're putting down a lot of miles, 200, 300 miles at a clip. You got a lot of time to think. I haven't been streaming from the road. Obviously, every bit of attention on 2-lane roads especially needs to be devoted to the road ahead when you're literally 4 feet from semis moving 70 miles an hour the other direction. Yeah, it is an electric one. It has a fake side, and it pumps out some heat. It's got some electric coils in it too. Right now it's on show, not go. So you get a lot of time to reflect on stuff. And as a videographer and a creator, you always are going to come in with a bias about something. You're always going to come in with a preconceived notion of, Slab City, the last outlaw colony, the town that the world forgot, the criminals and thugs of Slab City. It's very easy to fall into that trap when you go into that place. Does that mean it's free of thugs and mugs and crooks and felons on the loot? No, of course there's some element of that. But most people just want to live life out there and enjoy the sense of community, or enjoy, thank you, Craig, or craft in your seat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you get buffering, just refresh your connection. Refresh your connection. So it's very easy to go into a place like Slab City and get your mind at a point of view like, oh man, I want to really um, put some kind of clickbait spin on this thing. Like, like, oh my God, this is worse than I imagined. Or and just focus on the garbage and the debris that's around. And the odd person now and then that's walking like a zombie up the road because they're stoned out of their mind. It's very easy to, people expect to see that. Okay, so you really have to kind of go in there with an open mind and capture the realities of things. And that's one of the reasons I think Kaz was so good. Because Kaz showed me after 7 years, this is his seventh summer. How you doing, Quirky? This is his seventh summer in Slab City. Proved to me that you could live there and you could gradually build yourself a pretty nice life. And then I went over to Rabbit Side, and it's just full on constant engineering at its most refined of things that you can do. Surface temperature, the air temperature is 109 degrees. This guy's digging a cellar 20 feet down that's 55 degrees, right, year round. Digging that by hand. Can you imagine how much has to be removed and pulled out? And I told him, man, you better shore this thing up. This is, if there's a lot of weight on that trailer, and that weight exerts a force downward that wants to push. You got to be careful when you're excavating. How you doing, Laura? Good to see you. Hey, Rochelle, Christine, AT, Stormy, FX. How are you doing tonight? What do they do for money? They trade a lot. They sell products. Kaz will put on his Facebook, I'm cooking tonight. Here's the menu. Boom. You in or not? And the night I was there, and I don't know if it was because, those people didn't know me from Adam, which was cool. But within an hour, he was sold out for 9 meals. Now, he charged $15 a head for that. So I'm sure half of that was came back as profit for him. And if he does that once a week or so, that's quite a nice chunk of money out there. He also does, computer work too on the side, and they trade a lot for things. They trade people when people leave, and they've collected a lot of stuff at Slab City. There's a lot of stuff that gets left behind there, and people will go around and scavenge wire, cables, all kinds of things. Bowls, kitchen stoves, all kinds of stuff, and they will grab that stuff and use it for trade. Oh, well, thank you, Christine. Oh, lip gloss kitten. Hope the baby's well. I haven't seen you in a long time either. The happy mom there. Kaz is cool. Yeah, they picked up a lot of subs, and Rabbit Side did too, which is good. I had to correct. I have to go back to the description box. I thought it was Jesse, Ryan, and Paul. It's Jesse, Ryan, and Peter is the third one. Peter was not there that day. Why don't you have your PayPal? I have the once in a while, Amelia, the PayPal rolls on the side. Within the next day or two, I should be, knock on wood, things clear with some of the issues I've had with music on. Especially my old vintage audio things that should be cleared up, I hope, in the next, by the 15th or so, and I should be good to go, knock on wood, and that will return. How fat is the farthest town or city about from Slab City? How far is it? It's only about 4 to 5 miles to Neeland. Niland, and it's a pretty depressing little town. but it's probably a town that exists because Slab City is there. It's hard to tell what the population is. Nobody does a census. It clears out in the summertime and it packs up in, it gets packed in wintertime. Who knows? Seems like they would build a little city out there. A lot of people, Nilla Rain, they rebel against that idea of, um, someone having greater stature in the community than somebody else. So they don't have any leadership councils. They don't have. I call Kaz kind of the mayor of honorary mayor of Slab City, but that's exactly the idea that people kind of are. Some people have moved there to have that sense of a community without rules in it, and that's part of the reason. It looks depressing. The Nevada place you went. Which one, Rochelle? Which one? It's a Rochelle or Rachel. Which, um, did I have disappointments? As I said last night, yeah, I was ultra disappointed with Tonopah because when Dee and I drove from Reno to Vegas, we passed through Tonopah, and I thought to myself, man, this town is really cool. You got the Mitzvah Hotel, and the road comes down, and instead of being straight, it kind of drops and curves through town. I'm thinking to myself, I can't wait to get back here. And I went back, and it was just, I'll put something together, but it's not, I may or may not. I don't know. I'm certainly going to put something together on the hotel, but I don't know what it is. It's kind of unlike Goldfield, which is totally, you don't find a gas station, you don't find a McDonald's, you don't find an A&W, you don't find anything there. Just 400 people that I don't even know how they exist except on the tourist dollar out there. You go to Tonopah, and you've got casinos, you've got motels, you've got definitely a tourist trade there. So with that comes modern amenities, and those modern amenities are interlaced right into, hey, Seattle Juicy, hey, James, just a NorCal. Those modern things are interlaced right into the community. And in my opinion, they do a lot to ruin the appeal of the town. In other words, it looked great when I was rolling through at 30 miles an hour through town. But man, once you got up close, besides the mitzvah and, a few other things, it was, as I said last night, who wants to be doing, trying to frame up the hotel at night with the beautiful mitzvah hotel lit up, and here's the friggin' A&W root beer. Fine in front of you. Yeah, the haunted. I'm going to show you guys a view around the hotel. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow morning's video. 3 to 5 minute tour. If you've not seen the video, yeah, I had a great time on the trip. I had a great time. Thank you. It was excellent. A lot of things worked out well, and in another video for probably Friday morning, I'll be talking about what worked and what didn't work on this trip. Lip gloss, it's so wonderful. You started laughing this week. Oh, that's so cool, lip gloss. I love that. I'm doing good. Lip gloss has a relatively new baby. I guess you're a baby till you're 1 year old. I don't know. I can't remember babies hardly. Had to fight to get my figure back, right? So, yeah, exactly, Shmay. Just like Athens, Greece, I saw ancient ruins, KFC, and graffiti. It's the same problem that people have when they go to Cairo in Egypt. And they want to do, we got all kinds, Cinco de Mayo's, people are going crazy here in this 80% Mexican neighborhood tonight. When they go to Cairo and they try to get the videography of like the pyramids, and they've got to crop out and use computer generated images to fill in where the KFC sign, it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. 3 months already. That's wonderful. Low tights girl. So that's the problem I had. Goldfield was easy because nobody put up anything modern. It was just, and the graveyard was great out there. Some people were pleased. I used the ending graveyard scene from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly to stick out there in the graveyard. I've done that before. If you put in Virginia City, you can see a cemetery that's really cool. If you put Virginia City into my search box, you can see really cool cemetery that I set to some music a couple times out there. Did you hear the buzz of the neon? There was some kind of low emitting. I don't know what it was, Sherry, but I do know when I stood on that, when I laid in that bed at starting about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get a lot of sleep, and I just heard like the sound that you would have. How you doing, Honey Badger? The sound, thank you, Miguel. The sound that you would have when somebody's stepping on old floorboards. Well, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, there ain't nobody around. There's one girl that's in the front desk that you go down the steps. It's way around the right-hand side. Okay. Okay, it's not at the bottom of the steps. You have a bar there, and the checkout is past the elevator, and you go down this other hallway and a few steps. What the hell? And the wind is constantly blowing, right? On those videos, I had a lot of people, yeah, thank you, Craig. A lot of people were commenting about the constant wind. You could see me on the street of Goldfield. I'm called kind of an audio quality guy, and I'm not real happy, but you couldn't be helped in that situation with just how strong, just how long you belong to see that creaking. Did you hear that? That creaking? The chickens and ducks were cute. Yeah, I showed some fear that chicken started going into attack mode. How you doing, Angus? Good to see you. Thank you, Goldie Khan, for your message today. You know. There's a lot of screaming outside for Cinco de Mayo. One of the things I always regret is if I put up something cheesy like my scary night at the mitzvah, I'll have 1,500 views on that easily. I'm wrapped in a sheet like an old West hoe on some, I don't know what they call those beds, those iron beds or whatever. I've never been on one of them in my life. But you wish more people would see like the, I'm walking past leaving town and I see all of a sudden, I wish I gotten it on video, the damn front door of the Goldfield Hotel, I hear, and I look to my right and I'm thinking, well, somebody's coming out the door. Nobody came out the door. And you find yourself standing there staring at that hotel and thinking, do I go in or not? Okay, should I or shouldn't I, right? It's, yeah, the phone, that's it, Goldie. The opportunity presents itself. Now, in your mind, you shouldn't really go into that place. But you guys saw it fresh like I did. Now, a lot of this stuff had been removed, but I was in shock. The safe is still there in the hotel. That crazy red carpet going up the steps. And it was just really the old telephone wiring distribution panel there and some of that stuff. So I hope a lot of people check out that video. I know over the course of a year, tons of people will watch that, but I always hope in my own community that people check that out first. So, see, good to see you. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Yeah, Iron Man. What was it? You did know the door opened itself. See, one try just kept on walking. Well, when that door went open, I thought a couple things. I'm leaving town, number one. I didn't expect this at all. Okay, I got what I think I needed. The door's there. I'm standing on the street and I'm looking back. I'm looking around and there ain't a damn person around. 400 people live in that town. Where in the hell are they? Okay. And I just made a battlefield decision. I'm going in. Now, of course, you always have your story set. I go in deep and I encounter some people in there. Oh, I don't know. The door was open. I just, I'm doing a YouTube thing. Well, get the hell out of here. We'll call the cops, okay? All right, sorry. Or B, the cops are en route, And I'm hiding out inside the hotel, right, running from floor to floor. From the somebody's fixing up the place. Half did, half didn't. From what I've heard now, they run out of money on a lot of that. Evidently, a couple from Sonoma purchased that place, a town about 20 miles southeast of here, the town of Sonoma, where they have a lot of money. I wanted to see inside. UPC says the owner died last year. Okay, so if I had to guess, I'd say it ain't coming back. Okay, it ain't coming back. Yeah, thank you, Laura. I worried about the structural soundness of the building, things like that. But when you don't know what you're going to see, you guys saw it as I saw it walking around. I didn't know what I was going to see. I went up 2 floors above the ground level, and then I went into the basement. Right? I mean, I don't know if I'm going to hit homeless people down there or, party animals or what the hell. Sometimes you take a shot in life. I thought to myself, when am I going to have an opportunity to do this again? And the answer is never. You're never going to have a chance to go in there again and do that. So it's kind of now or never. Yeah, I didn't feel like going down the basement, but I thought I walked past the safe and, oh, there it is, the basement. Okay, there it is. I thought, I'm going in, man. The old expression, balls deep, pardon my language, but I said, in for a dime, in for a dollar, man. I'm in this far, I'm gone. Okay, and I just, that's it, man. I'm going to make the most of it. If I get arrested and have to go to jail, well, I'll have the video anyway, and then I'll have a hell of a story afterward. Arrested at the abandoned Goldfield Hotel and all that. So, I don't know about brave. Hi, Vicky, baby. I don't know about brave, stupid, but it's a rare opportunity. Because I didn't know what state would be in. I could have gone in and it's like, shit, all the fixturing's here, all the chandeliers, the red carpet on the stairs. Go upstairs and push a few doors open and here's, old furniture with dust and that constant wind whipping through that place with busted windows. Almost every video I did in Goldfield was just crazy wind. Yeah, I had to do it. That hotel was about 1905 to 1907, something around there, because the school was 1907. The reason I say they're not going to move forward is the school hasn't moved forward a bit, the old school that I opened at the beginning. There's always these great plans, and we got a grant from, the Rockefeller Corporation or whatever. But it's like $25,000. That's not going to get you. That might get a couple reinforcing I-beams put up, but that's about it, right? We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. These things, it's like the Goldfield. Now this thing has to be to code. That means all the old knob and tube wiring had to be pulled out and all that. So, yeah, good, Ashley. He started that music and it put me on alert and he panned up the trash can and I jumped, yeah. Yeah, well, Laura, it was not, both of the doors were just, there wasn't a lock on them. And you heard how that wind howled that day. And I guess the wind gets so fierce, you got to remember I'm almost 6,000 feet above sea level. I'm higher than Denver by like, 500 feet above Denver. And then I get to Tonopah and I'm like, 800 feet above. I mean, I'm at really high altitude there. And the wind just howls there constantly, constantly, constantly. So how you doing off the ranch? Good to see you. Um, Now, somebody asked me a question. What would you have done differently? I would have waited around till about 7 o'clock at night, just when the sun was low, and then I would have gone creeping into that place. Okay, and probably just lit a candle and walked around. And that would have been just too off the hook. But now that's committed to. That's forever now on video. And of course, whenever I'm chooching, I never touch anything that doesn't belong to me. I don't care if I saw a $100 bill in a backpack sitting someplace with a half drunk soda, I wouldn't touch it. Okay, I think it gives you real bad karma to do that thing. So I don't touch a thing. But I did wonder about that big safe. Okay, that big double door safe. That was cool. Thank you, Ashley. Always windy in the high Nevada desert, exactly. And um, it got right cold in Tonopah, but as I said, due to the kindness of a subscriber who booked me, was perfectly happy to stay in the van, but they said, no, you avoid these things too much, Rosie. You avoid the Oasis Motel. You won't stay in Stu Unger's death room or the other guy down there, but don't miss the opportunity. And I booked the room. I can't get a refund, and if you don't go in there, I'm going to be really pissed off. Well, I'm in there, right? I'm in there, and I did sleep with my clothes on till about 6:30 in the morning. Thank you, off the wrench. Tonopah, that like ancient Venice. I don't know what it is. Reminded me of the story of a coworker who just fell through and landed on the salad bar in a restaurant below. Oh my God! Hey Tammy, how you doing, sweetie? Hey Katie, nice to see you. The hardest working gal I know here on YouTube. So when those opportunities present themselves, you have to do a lot of very fast weighing off. Number one, there's nobody in town. Okay, you just have some people passing up and down on 95. Nothing's open. I think it was Sunday or Monday. Maybe it was Monday. Right? Nobody around. None of the shops are open. And all you hear, and you're thinking this is going to be really cool with that wind whipping around and gone, and this, I'm not going to have another chance to do this. This is a place that used to give tours for $20 for $20 a head until they began to gut it and all that. I just don't think it's going to come back. It's too much money. Everything's got to be to code, and it's going to be a very difficult proposition for that. So yeah, thank you, LaDonna. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Hey, Elmer. I stopped. There's so much abandoned shit in the desert that I just stopped. I got one. There's a place called Shur, Shur, Nevada, and it had looked like just some blown out schoolhouse, and I got the outside of it and stuff. But I just thought there's so much of this crap out here. There's so many abandoned houses, like Goldfield. What's left, 3/4 of it's abandoned, right? And you pass some of these sad little towns up 95 coming north, and you're just like, hey, this would just be too depressing for people, right? Town after town of just, the paint wore off 80 years ago or whatever, and it's just a mess. Cause he would have a, yeah, Kaz got a good space up there. The wind was just constant. Wind was constant. Glad you went there and did it. It was probably one of the last documents of the area. No one seemed to care anymore. Um, that's why I like Goldfield so much, because I knew I got something pretty special. It won't get a lot of legs in this community, but over time, there's people that like abandoned places videos, and that's a cool one. So I tell you, if I'm traveling to your area and you can arrange, I mean, we're trying to do a thing locally here. I'm working with a guy to get into a closed institution, um, which is pretty wild. It had an attendant medical facility, and it's got the ugly ass green walls and the buzzing neon, like something out of Saw movies and things like that. So, and I hate ghost stuff. All right? I hate that stuff. I hate being around spooky things. I can't stand that. When I heard it, when I was about 3 o'clock till about 4:30 in the morning, and I hear, I just sit up, I like that, and I click the camera on, and I'm like, you guys hear this? The wind just howling outside, and I just hear these. It's like somebody standing on floorboards that are creaking, right? And I'm hearing stuff just dropping around the hotel. And I go downstairs. At midnight they shut that music off downstairs. Okay. Some people had complained over the years that you could hear the music in the lobby, and I go down there, 4:30 in the morning, and that's like, it's like, what the hell's going on down there? Yeah, okay, lip gloss, thank you. Yeah, there you go. Go have some sex tonight. Good for you. Blown out places, the underbelly. I'm not so sure. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes Ninth Element, you won't ever get a second chance to get something. Many's the time that I've passed by something and I've said to myself, "Damn it! If you weren't so friggin' lazy, you could have stopped the car and that would have been a great video." And I'm like, "Oh well, I'll probably be down this road again." Problem is that thing might not be there anymore. Okay. And my new rule, if it's there, now I'm not busting in windows, I'm not kicking in doors, I'm not picking locks. But that hotel had a lot of busted windows, and it had front doors that weren't even latched, much less locked. Okay. And when that opportunity presented itself, there were a lot of guests at the mitzvah that night. I say a lot in a relative sense. They had the no vacancy out front, but I think the no vacancy had more to do with the shortage of staff, because evidently, and now reading the backstory, there's a lot of people that don't want to work at the mitzvah. Okay, especially housekeeping. They've had they've had horrible tales of strange happenings. And the word's gotten around. There's, it's kind of a superstitious community, and the whole town just vibrates with some low frequency. I think Goldie was talking about Wonder Hussy and some vibration down at the Clown Motel, and I thought, well, maybe she put too many coins into the vibrating battery, or whatever down there. So I don't know. Yeah, like a biker stop place. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, thank you, quirky girl. Now, would I stay at the mitzvah again? Probably not. I just feel like the whole town is just one giant tortured community. I don't know whether it's because a lot of times people associate that with Native American burial grounds, of which you never see Native American cemeteries. Okay, let's be clear in the West. It's like when you died in that situation, whatever, just go out there and dig a hole or whatever. They exhume the body through fire. I have no idea. All right, but there's some mix in the Old West, that I think a lot of, and I'm, not one about ghosts and stuff, but I think there's a lot of uh, mystical spirituality that drifts around in those kind of places. You have the clearest view of the sky and the stars. You get 100 miles from anywhere, and it's just weird. Yeah, thank you, Ninth Element. Appreciate that. So I don't know what it is. I'm actually used to being ignored. No, Teresa, you're never ignored, honey. Did I miss a question from you? Hey, Brian, how you doing tonight? Did I miss a question from Teresa? Let me see if I missed. Let me scroll up a little bit. Things and they call Win Maria. Maria. Sure. Anyway, if I missed you, I'm so glad you went there and it was probably no one seemed to care anymore. Yeah, nobody seemed to care anymore. Yeah. Wind energy is the thing. The energy is windy. Uh, the key line or a ghost. I don't know what it is, LaDonna. I've never been one about ghost stuff. But I'll tell you, I complained to the chat the whole time I was live. Number one, I didn't feel like going live. But people kind of worry about you if you've been traveling from town to town. They want to make sure you get there okay and everything's all right because they know the road's a 2-lane road. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to go live. I'll do what I can. We walked around town a little bit, but you could just hear this, you could just feel this low frequency. Some people said, oh, it's something that the Air Force is running out there. There's some kind of testing that they do out there with low frequency. I don't know if they're trying to tap into the spirit world, right, to fight the next war, to unleash the angels or the demons upon the enemy. I got no idea, right? Oh, okay, Teresa. Yeah, how you doing, hipster? So that's, I'm doing good, Double Shot. Thank you. Good to welcome Hipster Heaven to the chat. So I don't know what it is. There's a lot of unexplained phenomena. And I'm not one to go for, I don't really believe in aliens. I have my own views on that a lot of people take great issue with. But that's my own thinking. But if it's true and if spirits roam, that'd be a great place for it, right? Up in the high desert where you have tremendous Native American culture that mixes with the Old West, and you had a ruthless, it's a place where Wyatt Earp's brother ended up coming to Goldfield after the gunfight at the OK Corral and things like that. People were pretty rough. You took the law into your own hands, right? And there was just instant justice on the high plains, and it had to be pretty scary out there. Wind energy, yeah. Hobotron says a lot of nuclear testing was done out there. So I don't know. But Tonopah repelled me. That's the words I'm looking for. Tonopah just pushed me away. All right. And I don't know because I'm a God-fearing person. I don't know. Okay. But there was just something about that town. The people were off. I couldn't talk about the people in Goldfield because I didn't see anybody in Goldfield. Okay. But in Tonopah was a bird of a different feather from Reno and Fallon, around Walker Lake and those places. But there was something really off about Tonopah that it looks great from the road, but when you get down there and, I don't know. I don't want the Chamber of Commerce after me. I mean, I could say a lot about the average person, and but I don't want to go there. I want to self-censor a little bit there. Oh well, thank you, Delinda. Thank you, sweetie. I want to self-censor myself a little bit in that regard. You know, you go to Reno, and Reno's always Reno. It's a mix of, those stumbling around in the gutters and, picking through cigarette butts in the trash cans to find some to smell. It's the usual stuff uh, down there. But some of these, I don't know if the heart seemed to be missing. It's just that there was and I don't know if Wonder Hussey ever talked about it. There's just, I don't know. If the kindest person in town was the guy that owned the Clown Motel, and he's from India, okay, and that's like the only, the restaurant was horrendous, the service staff was terrible there, um, the convenience stores, and you know, you walk in the door, what do you want? Whoa, whoa. I was going to get a cup of coffee. Well, hurry up. I'm closing down the machine in 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to just, probably it'll keep me awake tonight. Thanks. Sorry to bother you. Bye. Silence, right? Right? I don't know, martini drink, the really dark tanned walking chihuahuas. That's it. Remember that, the clown? The guy's real nice at the clown. I got the video on it. He's like, cool. He's like, I remember you came through with a guy before. I said, how do you remember me? And he does this, like sticking his hand down. He's all just joking, like Mexico, Titus Grande, right? Really nice guy, really nice. Get what you need and do it. But to me, the Clown Motel can't hold a candle to the mitzvah. And the graveyard there in Tonopahs could not be any more unphotogenic if it tried. It's just, I just walked out and this ain't gonna work, It's down in a bowl and it just, I don't know. Yeah, that was cold, and I'm thinking to myself, Teresa, okay, all right, well, didn't need the coffee, right? Walk past the Jack Dempsey Casino. Hey, what are you doing? Just scream and just wave. They don't wave back. They just go back in the casino, right? Ooh. Eat at the hotel to have dinner, and that's a trip in itself. I didn't even what I'm going to do. But I recorded the first section of video, and I just thought, this ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. If I put this review up of how horrendous this is, it's just too much of a disservice to a great hotel to put this up here. It was just so frigging bad. I mean, the burger meat was tasty, but the rest of it was just a full-on disaster. Full-on disaster. I was just sleeping. My sleep was great last night. I was so bragged out last night that I just pulled in front of the mayor's house, took my usual spot right out front, and next thing I know, it's like 7:30 in the morning. It's a little chilly, but I get up, I wash myself, and get myself ready for the day. By about 8:15, I'm over to Cal Neva. I'm going to take a chance on this place, and breakfast was pretty good. But again, the waitress forgot the coffee, and it's just like, wow, but she didn't end up charging me for it, which was okay. Fire Island, something potent in their water for sure. I was a trip, and my condolences. Yeah, the trip was good, EJ. I had a great time. I got some great content. I got more videos coming. Um, yeah, I'm just going to use the restroom for a minute, and this is all I had clean tonight. Don't yell at me, but everything else is in the wash. Be back in a second. Washing my hands. I always have somebody ask, "Did you wash your hands?" Did you wash your hands? Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Z's wife passed away suddenly on Saturday morning. Um, what a horrible text to get, So, we exchanged our things back and forth, and I said at the end of it, I'm now going to give you space to be with family and stuff. And he contacted me Sunday, and he said, there's some things here I'd like you to have that Dawn wanted you to have. And, we had some tears because my dad passed away recently and I was unable to be anywhere near any of that. And it was quite a blow. It was really quite a stunner. She battled health issues for as long as I knew her. She didn't have a lot of mobility and things, but that was her kindness was unbelievable. Yeah, yeah. Wash your really. Then you don't need to wash your hands. I'm so used to. Yeah. I hope he got it. Yes, he did. He was fine. It was the next morning. Patricia, that was fine. And Mrs. Z was the kind that wanted him out and about and doing things for, the friendship and things like that. She always believed that was very important to. So she was 100% for all that stuff. Is that a real background or green? This is a green screen. This is a green screen. Yeah, it's a horrible thing to lose your partner. So, but we will get him through it. I might be down in Vegas, in a few weeks or so for a service. He told me he's planning something. I'll do my level best, work permitting, to get down there. I do have jury duty. I'm hoping oh God, I'm hoping they lose my name in early June. Right, I evaded it December 7th because of the pandemic, right? And it just comes around. What do you think about hermits, Jody? Joni Portwood says, Rosie, what do you think about hermits? I think everybody finds their place in the world. It's like Slab City, Joni. There are some people that move to Slab City, and I know I would be deeply involved in, bullshitting with people on a daily and hanging out and, oh, who can I drop in on, or gee, what's going on at the range tonight? Or I wonder if anybody's over at the handlebar. Shit, I'm going to pop in on Kaz. See, I'm going to go to the rabbit side. Right, that's Rosie. I'm at that end of the spectrum, right? On the other end, you got people out there. The Kaz told me they've never even seen these people. They came in once. Yeah, they see them. They know they're living there, but they're not. They have zero involvement. And to me, it's fine, Joni, because that's exactly what that person, the lifestyle that they want to have, is that total independence of being out there and accountable to no one, being responsive to no one, interacting with no one. And that's just the way that they love it. Yeah, tell them you work in healthcare. So, well, thank you, Anita. Thank you. I think the Slab City videos turned out pretty good. I pulled an amazing amount of content in 8 hours. Right, Salvation Mountain, meeting Kaz, and my day with Kaz, interviewing Kaz, Kitchen Stadium on the road with Kaz, and then Rabbit Side. So that was 5 videos, of which the day at Slab City was a half hour long. I mean, some of them were. So that smartphone was filling up, right? Hermits carry their homes on their back like nomads with 5 wells. I don't know. All we need is loves. So do snails. So I don't know, Joni. I mean, what do you think of hermits? I mean, what do you guys think of hermits? We think of hermits as like, hunched over things out of, I can't remember what the name of the friggin' trilogy is. I can't remember it. That series of 3 movies. I can't remember what. Some using meth colony, copper pipe thieves. There's really nothing worth taking. There is, Kaz freely admitted, there's a small core of tweakers and people out there, but they generally tweak amongst themselves, and they know not to mess with, because they have what's called a burnout there, okay? And it's not the kind of thing where you get in your car and you hit the gas. And remember, I had a GMC motorhome, the only front wheel drive motorhome it was made, right? And I could actually do a burnout with the Olds 455 big block engine and stuff. The Slab City, how you doing, Mouse Toes? The Slab City burnout. Hey, McDave. No, it was Lord of the Rings. That's the trilogy I'm thinking about. Lord of the Rings, yeah. So, let's say you go to Slab City and you move in there and you do some bad stuff. Maybe you're caught stealing, something like that, or raiding somebody's camp, or just generally assaulted somebody without cause. They'll do what's called a burnout, or they just don't like you there. They'll wait till you're away from the camp and okay, ain't no fire department going out there. All right. By the time anybody really notices in that dry climate with the wind blowing out there, it's called a burnout. Guess what? You leave Slab City and you don't come back. Well, thank you, Stephanie. Well, thank you, sweetie. My wonderful, beautiful pal from New Zealand. Nice to see you, Stephanie, for many, many, many years. That's called the burnout down there. I mean, there's some stuff I didn't put on video about some things because it involves some people that are down there and some other stuff. So I didn't want to, I don't do drama. You guys know I don't do drama chat. I don't go into drama. I don't go into streams and stuff like that. 3 years I lived there were some that have, yeah, I'm saying there's High Watch. I had the pleasure of meeting High Watch in Palm Springs. And High Watch spent time there. And I didn't name drop High Watch, but I did mention your name off camera, and you are a very well known person to some of the longer time residents down there. So that was pretty cool to know. So High Watch was, not only gave me a great story idea with Elvis Presley's real home in Palm Springs, the origination of the real Jungle Room, but also was checking some of the Slab City stuff too. Yeah, thank you, UPC. Yeah, let's get the thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up are very appreciated tonight. If we can get the thumbs up rolling, that would be great. Um, some people just want to be alone, right? Some people just want to be alone. Yeah, let's see if we get the thumbs up, please, everybody. That would be awesome tonight. A great welcome back. Yeah, Charles says, I love drama-free chat. And it was great to meet Charles, too. I have a couple friends down in Palm Springs now, and it's awesome. Any government officials, etc., poking around Slab City ever? When I rolled into Slab City, there was, I don't know, there was something from like the Imperial County, um, human welfare office or something. It's evidently they go in and check on. There are kids that live in Slab City. I didn't put it on count. Okay, there are children in Slab City, and I think they're kind of the ones that a little under the watch. And then as I was rolling around with cars to travel to one of like Rabbit's Hut or something, there were two motorcycle cops from the county had come in there too. So they're around. Yeah, respect is always a good policy. Exactly. Run. I think Christmas is heading your way. What does that mean? Are you talking about rich life and road trips? Well, one of the things I've not had a chance to really plug in too much what's going on. It's either a good thing or it's a bad thing on the road. That a lot of times you're signal deprived, and then when you got signal, you're like, oh, I gotta upload this video, right? And it's taking all the bandwidth, so you're not watching jack on the road, right? You're editing video. It takes a lot of work. My day at Slab City is a half hour long with over 60 segments and music and B-roll in there and things. It takes a long time. So I haven't really had time to plug it. Do I talk to Chris? Usually on the daily, yeah. But he knows that I don't do, I don't want to say I don't care, but I don't plug myself into the drama stuff. I try to be respectful of everybody. Let's see, it's kind of made this Slab City allowed to continue just all these years. Well, what would bring it down? It would be some things just get too deeply embedded that it becomes institutionalized, and there's no zoning. I mean, there is zoning in Imperial County, but nobody's cares. If you heard Rabbit's Hut, it's like, if I wanted to build a more permanent structure out here, then I would have to have building permits and all this kind of stuff. I still work part-time. I do, honey. I trim my hours. Oh my God, Katie, I know you work so hard, honey. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Donnie, I trim my hours down to a contracted maximum of 15 hours, barring what they call a force majeure, where it's just imperative that something be done. If something's come up that's they can't get something done, then that's it. So the record, come on, man. Yeah, how you doing, Michelle? Pain. Oh, well, thank you, Lulu. Thank you for your nice comments. Lulu's always such a nice commenter on the video and things. So, would they shut down Slab City? It seems when you watch from a distance that it would be a slam dunk. Why would, wow, the place is filthy and there's just junk and garbage all over the place, which is not all over the place. But, you know, what's the incentive? These people are living off grid. They're not really asking anything in the way of, and there's a lot of veterans out there too. I want to be crystal clear about that. And there's quite a veteran community mixed through, a lot of vets out there. And particularly when you start tangling with vets and starting to displace people from homes, it's too it's too deeply embedded now to be removed. It's become institutionalized. Okay, and that's the problem there. It ain't gonna be shut down. Okay, there will be periodic, Cos says there are periodic raids where the county, the sheriff's department comes in and raid. They'll go to all the camps that they can and pull thugs and mugs out that have warrants and things. I mean, that's a fact of life. So, yeah, only four more thumbs up to 100. So that's good for Imperial County. Yeah, yeah, it's not bad for the county because there's not a lot going on in Imperial County. I mean, it's an agricultural county, but it's a hellish environment, right? I mean, you got Bombay Beach, and that's who's going to go in the Salton Sea, right? Forget about it, right? You talk about just blown out and all that. How you doing, Jennifer? Yeah, everybody's just relaxing. Yeah, I think the government is determined it's Slab City because they spend a lot of money in Neyland there on a yearly basis. The town of Neyland itself is a shithole. Okay, but let me tell you, those people come in and drop their pension, their disability, whatever their monies into that town. Okay, so it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. So I'm glad that they leave them alone. More videos coming up. Let's move on to something else now because there'll be some after. This will have some legs for a while the next week or so. I ain't no superstar, Donnie. I'm the furthest thing from it, my friend. I just enjoy what I'm doing. I'm content to just commit things to video and have, just build a nice list where people can see great travels and adventures. Okay, that's all I'm trying to do. Moving ahead, I did stop on the way down I-80 West to visit. You thought that was a Mickey Mouse? I know, it's my jogs. I did stop and see the boss and Janet today, and they were gracious enough to take me to lunch, but I was stuffed up on the big breakfast from the Cal Neva this morning, so I had a salad. But it was great to spend time with them today. They're working on getting a hot tub going, so I might do an overnighter down there, maybe get Bobby down there. And it's been years since I've done a hot tub video, and maybe get in the hot tub a little bit. And they're finally winding down, and then they want to take me up the coast, Oregon and Washington, and I've never been up that way, and they've invited me to go along with them. So, traveling with the boss is a whole that's a whole different ball game, man, when you're traveling with the boss, right? I mean, that's a whole different ball game. So sometime in the next, I would say 6 to 8 weeks, we're gonna head up north, probably all the way up towards Bellingham and right up to close to the border. It might be fun to travel with them. On paper, it always sounds good, but when you're with the boss, you never know. I mean, the boss has a hair trigger, right? If you rush along too quickly because you're an East Coaster, whoa, you kind of lose it. So that could be kind of fun. Now, what do I immediately want to do? I need to get this place in shape. I got tall weeds out back now. I need to give everything a really good watering here. We're going to have really bad fire risk this year because we hardly had any rain this winter. And then I would like to do thinking about slapping some new tires on the front of the vehicle. Just because even if they may appear that they're pretty good, it's a confidence factor in your mind. You've got to believe in your mind that you're good to go. Because if it keeps nagging at you and you're out in the middle of nowhere and you blow a tire or something, you're okay. So I'm debating that back and forth in my mind. Now I don't know if Charlotte or somebody suggested. I don't know who it was. Go down to Bolinas, which is down in southern Marin County on this side of the Golden Gate. It's a town I didn't get to, but a couple people have told me make sure you go down to Bolinas and Stinson Beach. So I will probably overnight, might be this week, I'm not sure. But the van is working out really good with the boondocking and stuff. And there's some things that I would like to prove and work on, but it's been going really good. I'm able to get myself cleaned up in the morning, and that's working. That's working pretty damn good. Good night, Yelva. Good to see you. Yeah, tell the boss to leave the air horn of doom home. Right. Hey, Tupac, how you doing? This is finally growing out the new thumbnail. Right. So I think I'm going to try to swing an overnighter down there. Stinson Beach is a really cool, like, surfer beach just north of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's also like the great white shark capital of California, right? So once in a while, there's surfers walking around with missing fingers and, scars on their legs from missing chunks of surfboards from great white sharks out there. Oh, you saw a van like mine in person today? That's cool. Yeah, get the tires. Yeah, so, yeah, okay, Charlotte. So I think being on the coast will be a little change of pace. I got to Stinson Beach with Missy Jen before when we were down on the earthquake trail, but I only had time to walk down the road and capture a little bit of the town. So I'd like to boondock down there. And that could be a lot of fun down there to do that. Maybe hit the beach, and certainly not to use the water because it's 50-something degrees. That's wetsuit. Although people in Fort Bragg were in, where in the hell were they? Uh, oh yeah, Encinitas. They were in the water, which shocked me down there. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm close to Napa. I pass through Napa every time I go to the Boston Janet. So. Let me see. It might be the this automatic focus thing is a piece of crap here. Hold on one second. I think it came out of focus. Hold on one second. I hate this thing. But I'm not going to pour any more money into damn webcams. Yeah, the focus came off. Hold on a minute. There we go. All right. Should be good now. All right, give that a minute to get fixed, and that should be okay on that side. All right, let that get fixed for a minute. That'll clear up in a second there. Okay. Give it a second. There we go. Give it a second. There we go. How is it now? It should be a little clearer now. Hey, Lieutenant Dan, how are you? Yeah, I've been in Napa before. Missy Jen and I went to the Napa Christmas fair there. It's another city that's, to me, is extraordinarily hard to video because it's a wine destination, right? How many wineries do you guys want to see? I mean, how many wine tastings and things like that? It's just. There's, I don't know, yeah, thank you, Lieutenant Dan, and good to see you tonight. So there's limits. We went there. Boston Harbor is beautiful. We went there a year and took a board. Yeah, Boston Harbor is pretty cool. So I got to keep remember to remove that autofocus when I go live. So that's coming up. Then it's going to be. I'm hoping the Pacific Coast Highway. I've been north to Fort Bragg. That's as north as I've ever been in the United States, except to change planes. I mean, I've been up in the northeast of Maine, in the St. John there. But by road, the most north I've ever been is Fort Bragg. Okay, that's been the limits of my travel. So yeah, I never felt really an attraction to the Northwest, and that might change when I hit the road. I don't think it'll be a cinematic adventure, but if the boss is along, it's going to be a barn burner, right? Thank you, Lieutenant Dan. Good to see you. I prefer beer, bourbon and beer. That's the Yeah, you love a winery. Napa is beautiful. Yeah, the eucalyptus will smell wonderful. I don't really like to smell like eucalyptus too much. And there's such a terrible fire menace in California. The gift from Australia that keeps giving the eucalyptus trees. When they go up in flame, they produce these horrific fireball explosions that just spread flames and embers everywhere. Then it's going to be down the Pacific Coast Highway. Okay, that's going to be almost as strictly a boondocking adventure because I'm not paying high dollar for any hotel. Okay, maybe one night somewhere or something like that. But yeah, it's going to be a boondocking extravaganza. We're going to go from Pacifica, which is south of San Francisco, through Monterey, Half Moon Bay. We'll get over to Salinas, look around. That's where these John Steinbeck, The Grapes of Wrath and Cannery Row, and another great American, East of Eden, another great American novelist, wrote his stuff, and then down to Pebble Beach and Carmel. I'm not going to do this 17-mile drive or whatever the hell that is. I'm looking for kind of non-traditional kind of content going down there. So, good night, Elmer. Thank you. No, I've never been to Oregon. Never have. No. Well, thank you, Jennifer says you. Yeah, thank you, Let It Go. Good to see you. Thank you for your support. And thank you to all of you who have been supportive on the PayPal. Hopefully the monetization will be rectified in the next week or so, which will be good. But I've enjoyed a wide level of support, and I'm very appreciative of that on the PayPal. So thank you very much. I've enjoyed bringing the content. So I think the Pacific Coast Highway, and then going down to Big Sur and San Luis Obispo, and just making our way right down till we end up in um, Oxnard, around Vandenberg Air Force Base, and I think there's some people that want to meet up along the way that live down there, and that'd be pretty good. I know how we're trying. I'm close to Oregon. I'm like 300 miles south of the border. I mean, California is an extremely long state, 1,300 miles. Okay. So I'm really in Central California. I'm not in NorCal. There's 300 miles above me till I mean, I'd love to see Eureka and Crescent City's up where the big prison is and shit, and then right across the borders, I think Grants Pass, Oregon, over there. I found in Oregon a smile was a show of teeth and aggression. Uh, yeah, I like to do dark beers, and I find them. I don't like. I guess I'm the rare person. I don't like ale. I like lager beers and stout beers, dark beers. So, Moose Dock in my base camp in Oregon. Oh, isn't that cool? Ninth Element. That'd be awesome. Well, we'll see what happens with the boss. So, Janet, the word boondocking will never be in Janet's vocabulary. She's strictly a hotel motel gal, and that's the bottom line. Well, thank you. This was given to me. I don't know. I forget who gave it to me for Christmas. I think it was either Cheryl or Teresa. Somebody gave me this. I'm very. I like a dark beer. I like a good, rich, dark beer. I love them. So usually I have to go into a place and, you know, what do you have in the way of dark beer? And I'm lucky if they have one, like Death and Taxes. And I usually end up getting just a Guinness Stout or something like that. Everyone around me drinks it. Now I do like just Michelob Ultra, but I've only God, this is going to sound weird, guys. In the last month, I think I've had one beer, right? With Mr. Z, with Monkey Boy, I think I had a Tecate Light, right? That was about it. Yeah, the boss is keeping busy. Holland, Michigan Land Tulip Festival. See the dunes. Yeah, that's supposed to be something. Holland, Michigan, with all of the tulips and all that. Yeah, it is good to find. It's hard to find a good, solid, dark beer. Well, thank you. I really like it. You know, trying to lift my game a little bit. I know, I want to get a little springy as we move further into spring. But it's when you're on the road, you just you're not, you're not. I mean, as much as it'd be nice to pick up a pretty girl or something like that, you're on the road, man. So I'm in my battle gear when I'm on the road because I don't want a lot of hooting and hollering. I try to wear dark colors to kind of keep the breastises de-emphasized. People screaming, or it's really a trip to go to a Vegas pool, and ladies are all. I love that. You have to put a smile. Oh, I know. There you go, Teresa. Well, you've done so much wonderful things. Cheryl sent out them things. Cheryl, it's just there's so many people that do so many kind things. I mean, I do the thank yous at the moment, and then I just kind of, all I know is somebody very kind from YouTube sent it to me, so I'm very happy. Stella Artois, Cinco de Mayo in the hood. Yeah, that's impossible. I like Charlotte's a sweetie pie. So there's a lot of good stuff coming up. I've got to squeeze in some work here coming up. I've got to commit to the hours that I have. There's some things I need to do on the channel that YouTube is asking me to do to meet this monetization challenge with this music thing. So I got to sit down and I've got to probably go through 180 videos and the name, the title, I've got to report all this crap. So it's going to take some time to do that, okay? It's going to take some time, so I'm going to have to, I want to create new playlists for the travels too. I want to have a Slab City playlist. I want to have the high plains Nevada, western Nevada towns and all that. So, how you doing, Jasmine? Beautiful thing. How are you? Cinco de Mayo's today, the 5th of May. My nephew lived in the woods and he smelled like soggy leaves and all that. Hey, your house smells like a damp. Got a dog or something here? Oh, the dog peeing the leaves. You got something rotten in here? Hey, Glenda, how you doing? Yeah, let the twins breathe. They breathe plenty at the pool, let me tell you. So, yeah, I got to get some work done, and I got to get things streamlined. I don't want to have. Might be getting the boss and Janet. They're getting a. They're going to be, the boss is spending money. Like, I think they're going to get a new car. Yeah. So they kind of asked me today, do you want Janet's car? And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I'll give you a blue book or well, we'll just give it to you. Okay. So might be nice to have a car parked here when I'm on the road. So I do worry a little bit about, the empty look. I mean, I am in the hood here and stuff does happen, so we'll see. He told me how they all did mushrooms one weekend and danced in tutus naked in the woods. Yeah. Imagine if you're a hiker and you come upon that scene. It's like... Yeah, let's turn around. Yeah, So that's only got 190,000 miles on that baby. But you know what the hell, you know, it's still running. It's got a very mild oil leak or something on it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm lucky, but they're just wonderful friends for so many years, 10, 11, 12 years or something like that. So just, you know, have an extra set of wheels just sitting around and it gets good mask. Yeah, it'd be good to have a car. I mean, I'm not able to really, if I have three people, you can't sit in a van. I guess the third person could lay down in the bed or something, or I guess sit there now. You would be a lot of fun to travel with, Rosie. Yeah, I'm a blast. Get the light timer that blinks like a TV when you're gone. Yeah, I put lights on and things, and I don't think I've had an issue. And Bobby's coming through, but I don't want to keep bothering Bobby to have to come through. So I'm going to get all my mail is going to be put to the PO box now. So that'll, you know, because we got package thieves and you know, it's just it's a rough area here. It's a rough area here. I don't like to think about my nephew being naked. Well, good for you. That's the proper answer on that, right? They're pulling into mushrooms. Good eating. I like mushrooms. Would I go just pick my own? No, because I'd probably get the toadstools and be dead of acute liver failure within hours or something like that. I'll let somebody else do the picking on that. You know, once in a while, every year, a few mushroom pickers die. Because, well, it looked good. Right? Get an angel cat. Yeah, I'm always happy and ready to roll. Always on the move, Lulu, you know. ABC, always be contenting. So we're going to figure out some fun things. You know, I think next time I go through, if I go 95 to some of those towns, I'll take the metal detector. Like this town, sure, Nevada. I don't think anybody's probably ever metal detected it. It's at an elementary school and things. I mean, there's you probably get some good stuff out there, right? You're probably not going to get it around Goldfield and some of the bigger cities, but you could scrounge something. I haven't had Dutch Brothers. I think we're going to go out tomorrow night. We're going to do the when I get off work. I think we're going to do the In-N-Out burger. I think we're going to walk to In-N-Out and get some exercise. Although I got a lot of exercise this trip. Functioning at altitude, 6,000, 7,000 feet. Woo! Something you feel like your head. You can't open a soda, all right? You can't open a soda without it blowing out all over the place. Love your subs. Thank you, Glenda. There's no way I could live there. You would be surprised. I don't know if you saw the rabbit side. Yeah, thumbs up or appreciate. Thank you, Double Shot. I don't know if you saw the rabbit side video. These people live comfortably. Now they basically built around their travel trailer there. Okay, so they're living pretty darn nice and making a decent income. Jesse's a great macrameist. I guess that's what you call it, a macrameist. And Ryan's about as skillful as they come in being a, he calls it pretengineering, but some good stuff. Yeah, jumping fences. Yeah, my energy's good. Hey, Pennywise, good to see you, my friend. I hope that you are well. Thank you for popping in and saying hi. A person I have a tremendous amount of respect for in this community. So good stuff is coming. There's a few more travel videos. I know that I'm going to try to do the Mitzpah Hotel. Please check that out tomorrow. If you've missed any of the videos, please check them out. Or just swing by. Hey, Rosie, I saw the video. Give it a thumbs up or you know, a little heart, or just to let me know you stopped by. You know, YouTube is fun again for me. It really is. There was a bleak time where I went too far down the drama rabbit hole. And YouTube is really fun again. And it's been fun to live rough on the road and just hear that wind whistling through buildings and standing in front of that Goldfield Hotel with that door swinging in the wind. And should I or shouldn't I? Should I go in? Ooh, wah, wah, wah. I love that stuff. Can you tell us your secret for being so energetic? Morning regimen, maybe. Being energetic, I don't know. Um, I guess I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, I take my, I take my vitamin D. I take my baby aspirin every day. I take my collagen supplement. I take my magnesium every day. I can't say I'm the greatest balanced eater. It's hard to get greens on the road. Um, but I just think being motivated and being project oriented, whether it's vintage audio and things like that, and being mobile, I think staying mobile. And like I said, a lot of people, when you get older, you see that they start to, their body starts to seize up instead of having, just being mobile and staying flexible and things like that. So you keep moving. Blended chai tea. There you go, Charles. Now, some people battle health problems, and some of the most touching comments I get are people saying, "Rosie, I'm not able to travel. I have health issues and other things, but I travel through you, and we have a hell of a good time." Yeah, and I think you're right at my side. You guys got to think when I'm standing there looking at that Goldfield Hotel, debating should I or shouldn't I, and I look to my left and there's Teresa, and I look to my right, there's Mouse Toes and Quirky Girl and all the crew, Charles, and I'm thinking, all right, everybody vote yes or no. The yays have it. Onward we go. Right? Because that's what you expect me to do, to push the envelope and to get out there and seize the opportunities come along. So some people are unable to travel, and some people don't want to be across the drama. They don't, they want to have adventures and travels and live streams and things like that. So we were kind of able to make lemonade out of lemons in Tonopah because I'm sitting at the car at the beginning of the stream and I'm discouraged, and I don't often get discouraged. I don't often feel depressed. I don't often feel like my spirit has been tested here in this town in just the few hours I've been here. I feel like my life energy, my spirit is being drained out of here. I don't know whether it's road fatigue or what it is. By that point, 1,000 miles or whatever. But you know what? Somebody suggested, hey, Rosie, get the stick. You're the queen of the selfie stick. You were doing selfie stick when it weren't cool. Ask Nicole. Grab the damn selfie stick, get out of the car, let's look around. And we ended up having a great hour and a half, Chooch. That was weird. It's dangerous because you don't know if a house is abandoned or not. You might go up and look in the window and get your head blown off with a 12 gauge shotgun, and there ain't a jury in the land that would convict a person that did. You might make a misstep, and the next thing you know, you're going down a 12-foot sheer wall. Right? Because there's no marking, there's no barrier, and you just walk over the wall and drop 12 feet. Right? You're going to be in a hospital. You're going to be in traction. You're never going to be the same again in your life. Okay? How you doing, Joseph Kane? Thank you for your wonderful comments, and I got some of your stuff to catch up with. I'm doing good, Joseph. Great to see you. So that's why I love you guys, because it's like, it kind of pulled me out of that. Now, okay, let's go around. Let's check it out. Yeah, this is weird. That's weird. Do you hear that hum? Is this house abandoned? Oh, geez, that church is abandoned. And all this kind of stuff. Yeah, in the swamp. Yeah, in the swamp. I don't want to really do that again. Thank you, Joe. I don't really. I'm not a swamp person. Wolfie, that's right, Stephanie Kent, one of my dearest friends here from all the way back in almost day one here. Beautiful gal from New Zealand, trans sister of mine, just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful gal. So you remember all that stuff? Yeah, exactly. Good times, good times. So yeah, so that was a case of you guys got me to snap out of it, and we hit the road, and we just made a fun choo-choo that night, and that was good because you had me out of my element. You had me in a town chooching where I'd never chooched before. Okay. And I didn't know what was around the next corner down there. So it was all cool. How you doing, Robert? Good to see you tonight. So that's what I love about, when I'm down, you guys always have the ability to pick me up. But a lot of you would have had the sense to not go into the gold field. Oh, this ain't right. This probably not a good idea because you don't know if it's structurally sound. You don't know if there's a couple of places in the West that I went to that the steps were kind of soft. Right? And there's always a threat of catastrophic injury. And guess what? Guess what the deal is? If I had injured, fallen through some steps or through soft flooring or something, ain't nobody would have found me, right? I would have died an agonizing death of exposure and everything else over there. So, lonely, lost my dog. Well, Teresa, I love you, honey. You've been such a sweet supporter of my efforts, as so many have here. I don't want to disappoint, and I'm always trying my best, and that's for sure. So, yeah, well, thank you, Skylar. That was sweet. So many people commented on Mr. Z, and we'll get Mr. Z through this stuff. We'll get Mr. Z we'll get him all put back together again. It gets a little risky, Sean. That's why it's good to have somebody. That's why it's good to have somebody like D around or Monkey Boy or somebody like that, right? A big strapping dude, that can basically handle any situation. So it's kind of, when you go solo, you're taking a chance. So, that's the thing. I found you because you have 30,000 friends. Yeah. But the injuries could be immediate. They could require immediate medical attention, and then you bleed to death or something. And if you call out in that town, I don't know if you can get signal or not. A lot of those places I couldn't even get signal, and you just think I'm the stupidest MF on the face of the earth. So, oh, thank you, Skylar. You're so sweet. Yeah, the waterfall was tremendous, wasn't it? Wasn't it amazing? Monkey Boy picked a hell of a chooch, right? I hated every minute of it when I was on it, but when I look back, it was pretty cool. And that cool waterfall, and it was just amazing in there, just amazing. Yeah, Patricia, I know he is a wonderful guy. Great family guy, tremendous fidelity to his wife year in and year out. And that's why when I came to town, she was so happy. Because the other, 99% of that, he's punching the clock and working his ass off. And just doing the right things in life. And, I have such a high degree of admiration for him. And when I came to town, she's like, yeah, hang with Rosie, hang with Monkey Boy, do it, have a blast, you know, yeah, stay at the hotel, whatever, you know. She just knew that he needed that kind of, you know, outlet once in a while, right? So it's cool. He wants to have you buried in the center. No, I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in that cemetery. I mean, there's a certain mystique about the cemeteries of the Old West, especially in the high plains. Um, on one hand, I kind of like the thought of, you know, the wind whistling 24/7, 330 days a year, whatever. On the other hand, um, I don't know. I don't know. Just, I really don't know. Let's see. He told Chris he had something planned for you. I guess that was it. I'm not sure now. People are saying, I don't know what, I haven't really kept up with Chris, Rich Life and Road Trips. We talk on the phone. He knows I don't go deep on, you know, I'm not one to talk about other people. People express frustrations to me on the phone. I get it. Okay. But I'm not one to choose sides in drama and be involved. It's not my place. Okay. I don't know where, what his plans are. I'll reiterate again, he was a great guest here at the Rancho. And I still hold true that he would always be welcome here. You know, I don't know what how my travel plans jive with that. I mean, I've got things that I would like to do. So I just reiterate that so I'm out front on that. Okay. I don't get all involved in, you know, people texting me, Rosie, there's a clone in, you know, in Lisa Lynn's chat. You know, your clone's in there. You know, people know that. They know I'm on the road and not sitting talking in a chatting in a side chat, a drama chat. You're not going to find me there. No, he's all good in that regard, Patricia. So, hey, Dave. Okay, stopping by to say hi. Hey, Adam, how you doing? So, uh, but I am trying to prioritize myself in a little higher order this year. So, um, but thank you, Skylord. Yeah, the Goldfield was crazy. So I'm on a good path, and I want to stay on it. Uh, you know, if I wanted to host drama stuff, I could tear it up with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in the chat, and I don't care. I don't do that. Okay, it's not my thing. Beaver, yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's been getting close to 2 hours. I'm gonna head out tonight, guys. Thank you for your wonderful support. If you care to support my further adventures, I only say it once on the stream. I have paypal.me/Rosie O'Kelly. It is appreciated. As with anything else on my channel, it's always been held in confidence for ever. Okay. I'm known as the vault, the archive, things that people tell me and never see the light of day or touch a human ear again. Okay, but I am appreciative of everything that everybody has done for me, especially these 2 months I've not been monetized. And I think one of the problems of having a tremendous amount of content, over 10,000 videos at the peak, is that there's always something that can be a tripwire and cause some problems out there. So it's just something that I have, good to see you, Katie. It's just something I've dealt with, okay? But, you know, I feel like I'm loved and supported, and that's a wonderful thing. But the main thing is watching the videos, because when I do videos, I'm thinking, oh man, you know, what's Charlotte going to say when I decide to go down the basement? Or, you know, who's going to say, oh brother, here we go, or like Cheryl, or, or Scottish and all that. Anyway, guys, good night, and thank you very much. So happy you made it safe and sound. It was a little hairy on the road. Ask me my worst section, Palm Springs to Las Vegas, was horrendous. I will never drive that again. Now watch next year, I'll be on that same damn road again. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Thumbs up are appreciated. Go check out the videos if you haven't. And the best thing you can do too, just hit the share button and share it out on your social media and say, hey, there's some crazy wannabe gal out there who does some pretty cool shit. All right. Thanks, everybody.